Welcome to Belgium, 1940, and things have not gone according to plan, I'd say.
Don't worry, I have a plan. I'm going to jump!
We are 99% towards capitulation, which is not great. We are out of manpower. Fortunately, we still have a lot to mobilize. The question is, can we last long enough? Most of our industry is gone. We're down to 6 mills. We have lost Flanders, which is where I assume the majority of the industry is. Oh, we've also lost Antwerpen, so yay! It's not great. Research is ongoing, but you've somewhat given up, I guess. We'll sort that out in a bit. Doctrines, Grand Battle Plan is, well, great, and in this situation, doubly so. Now, I would potentially lean into the Mountaineers some more, since we're not going to be able to do armor. The industry's not there, but we might still be able to leverage the Mountaineer aspect of this. We'll see. The army's just in really bad shape. The only way to save this in any amount of short term is to get to a port. If we get to a port, our allies in the UK could potentially be persuaded to come and help. And if we can then last long enough for the Americans to join the war, we can see the Freedom Train come in and bail us out. Focuses, we're doing the Lost Tribe, which gives us a core. Nice, I guess. I would probably prefer more bonuses to the military so we can keep it going a little more, or some more industry bonuses so we can replenish our losses a little more easily, because we are not going to be able to sustain this kind of army. Now, I do see this here. So the stack on Brussels looks really weak. If I just go in straight away and launch a pinning attack on Charleroi, I might just be able to retake Brussels. It's a really long shot, so I have no illusions that that might actually happen. As for research, this is all fine. I would lean into Mountaineers some more. Like I said, special forces are probably going to be the way to go, and Belgium has a bonus to Mountaineers in forests, and there's a lot of forests in Europe, making them potentially really good for that kind of task. Other than that, industry is up to date, more or less. Engineering, yeah, more or less up to date. Navy and air, we're just going to completely ignore. Artillery, could do some more with improved anti-air, get a little bit more piercing, but I'm not seeing a lot of tanks. Armor is way past that point. I'd probably go with engineers or potentially field hospitals. Now, none of these have been picked, but he did mark the save file as, you know, owning these DLCs, so we're probably going to spend these first. Like I said, I am going for some sort of special forces, so tip of the spear is in. Always go with bold attack. It's just really good to level your generals up with more attack. Attack is a very valuable stat, much more valuable than defense. Alternatively, political loyalty if you're really bad on stability, but we're fine. Or theater training if you really want to get some terrain traits. I do like theater training. It's not bad, but the generals we do have already have it, so I'm gonna go with bold attack. Right now, flexible organization, and then later on, once the grand assault begins, we might lead logistical focus. Other changes I'm going to make, Société Générale, I'm going to replace. This is good, don't get me wrong, this is good, but Cockerill is better. It gives you more industrial output, which we need right now. Oh my god, we're already on service by requirement. That's not good for the economy. We're going to try and retake Brussels. If we cannot, we'll find other places where we can potentially make a move. Let's go. All right, we'll have to counterattack into Brussels. This is hideously dangerous. Assault on Brussels. The spinning attack has succeeded, so stop. We've retaken another tile. Head to Leuven. These guys are now going to walk into Brussels. You will hold position. I've retaken Brussels with the industry that it has. I can get production going again. Can I hold Brussels, though? Construction, while we're here. Mills and infrastructure. Now stop attacking. Stop attacking. I'm pressing H. I'm pressing halt. And okay. Big thing is I was able to retake Vlaanderen. With Brussels, we have the majority of the industry back. Also, the really good thing about taking Brussels and Charleroi is that it freed up an extra tile that is not immediately bordering the front line, meaning you have that one tile you can fall units back into. They can recover some organization because they're not constantly attacked, and it allows you to move some troops around that cannot be pinned by enemy fire. One thing I might be able to do is retake Maastricht. It's not mine, it's Netherlands, and I wouldn't get as many defensive bonuses there, but it would allow me more room to maneuver, and I would have one fewer tile to defend, because I would go from defending 2 tiles to defending 1 tile. Struggle's real. I retook those tiles, but they're pounding me there. Let's just go with FN Herstal towards the Legacy of the Great War. I think that might allow our army to hold. It's just a long time getting there. And up north, we're getting pressured pretty badly. So who knows how long we'll hold. Leuven, I cannot afford to lose Leuven. The tile next to Leuven, I can afford to lose if it comes down to it, but it would expose Liège, which I do not want. As long as I can hold on to Brussels. I really need to hold on to Brussels. I don't know, man. It's been about a month's worth of work, and it looks better. It certainly looks better as far as this is concerned, but the overall situation is not, you know, fundamentally better. And in the end, if I don't find a solution to this, we're just going to get ground down, and the Soviets are not going to be a factor. Barbarossa would happen in 41, but I believe as long as the Germans are at war with someone in Western Europe, they just won't do it. So it might just be a case of me having to sit here on my ass until at some point the Allies naval invade somewhere they can get a foothold. There's still 1940. The Allies are very steadily in the process of getting their ass kicked. Apparently, they're not even Jesus Christ. They're apparently even losing in West Africa. Sorry, East Africa. I think we're gonna have to go for quick improv. Get me more daily command power so I can do last stand memes more. I'm having such a hard time dealing with this. I want to get these mountaineers, but I don't know how to design these bastards because these are meant to go into forests. This is what I would use, more or less, different support companies, but the gist is this. A big block of mountaineers, and they would do really well in mountains, especially when, you know, go down the mountaineer path here, the left side holding the line, so their combat width is reduced. You end up with like 32.5 whatever, or 30 something with a decimal. Anyway, you end up with a really good unit for fighting in the mountains. I don't know what to do about the fucking forests. I'm losing it. I was gonna say, oh, I'll do 30. Do I just stack mountaineers? Do I stack something else? Do I add artillery? Do I not add I'm losing it. It's a lot of pressure. It's not having a good time, boys. We're biting though. Resist and bite indeed. That's 300,000 casualties since we started this, and our own casualties have only increased minimally. I'm sorely tempted to give up the Ardennes, because with Brussels reclaimed, I can probably afford to lose the Ardennes. You know, out of principle, it's not something I want, but it would allow me to condense my defense to river provinces and have a lot more units per tile, but I would not be able to cycle unless I take an extra tile up there. No matter what I do, this is just going to be a bad idea. So I made the decision to abandon the Ardennes. Not great, so I lost some steel, lost a little bit of manpower. No factories though, so there's that. So I'm gonna try now to counterattack into Ghent. These guys are really weak. If I can take Ghent, I have a port that hopefully the UK can support me from, or I can get Lend-Lease through. It would be less bad to do it now because the front line is much more robust after that withdrawal. So we'll see. They're getting units into Ghent at an alarming pace. I did get the tile above Antwerp, so maybe if I can get a concentrated attack going on Antwerp instead, get half of them attacking Ghent, the other half attacking Antwerp as a pinning attack, and then counterattack as soon as these guys finish their attack. You know, it could be done. And then a pinning attack up there. Let's see if I can retake the port city of Antwerp. Just get... No! Oh, are we going to make it? We may just make... Okay, hold all attacks, except for any reinforcement going into there. We might... Okay, with Antwerp reclaim, we've reclaimed the province of Antwerpen. That's a bunch of extra factories, which won't help us very much because we don't have the steel to run all of them. But we have a port. With that port, I can now trade, and we are going to be trading with the United Kingdom. A lot of our shit's going to get sunk, but the UK should control this sea zone, and, God willing, there might be some help coming our way. We won't know until it gets here, but it is a new lease on life. Situation better. You know, we had to give up part of the country, but we did get a whole different part back in return. So expensive in terms of lives and equipment lost probably, but overall situation is better with the port city in our hands. And then next time we can maybe take Ghent and the tile next to it to start splitting the front apart. Like, fuck though, that naval base means we can now also get Lend-Lease. But I don't have convoys. Ah, problem. Do I have dockyards? No! I don't even have dockyards. What? I'll have to reestablish the Belgian Navy to get dockyards so I can then build convoys or beg for convoys. We'll just go with basic doctrines instead of trying to get mountaineers. I would love for mountaineers, but right now I just need basic doctrines. I think I'm going to go with infiltration because it has some immediate payoffs. On the bright side, it does look like the UK has achieved some sort of victory in Ethiopia, so the Horn of Africa will be secured. The UK is very likely to start sweeping North Africa next, I think. I hope. And hopefully cause enough of a distraction that they ease up on me a little bit. They're really stacking Kortrijk and the tile below it, so you can really follow along where the force concentration goes. It's all in the western part of the front, and the rest is fairly lightly held, but I'm just too thin on the ground to do much about it. Minerva next, and then Legacy of the Great War. I've also just noticed that you didn't actually apply your design bureau to anything. You've been using it to produce equipment, but you weren't actually applying the bonuses that the equipment would give to the, to the equipment. So this has all been making units that were not benefiting from your MIO. So what you have to do is go into the design here, create a variant, and then assign the MIO using the button there. This button, click it, assign the MIO, save it, and then put the new production, the new design into production. This will actually give the bonuses, the combat bonuses to the equipment itself, making it better. Up here, this is for production bonuses. It's already good that you're doing this, but you really need to do both to get the most out of the MIOs. Dear God, I need steel. I'm able to trade with Britain, I just don't have the convoys. I accepted potentially too much in the way of Lend-Lease, so I'm spending a lot of my convoys that I do have on Lend-Lease, but I'm also begging everyone for more convoys, so come on, convoys. Alright, now that we have less front line and more units per tile, we're holding on much better. The AI is also not willing to constantly attack anymore. Italy's gone to war with Greece, so that's another friend. We're starting to get some of the Lend-Lease in. This is not going to be amazing, but it will serve. Oh, Yugoslavia is also in the war. That might actually pull some German units away. All right, it looks like I'm actually getting some reinforcements in. The Raj is sending in reinforcements. I'll take him. Start a small offensive with the attempt of trying to push into those Dutch tiles. I could take Eindhoven. That's already an improvement as well. I've got a bunch of Lend-Lease in, so I've begged everyone and their grandma for convoys, which they have graciously provided. There's a couple more convoys coming. Most of the Lend-Lease is in, and with that I can now start getting some trade going with people. Eindhoven and then Breda next. And this should also put the Dutch back on the map a little bit. Not that I love the Dutch that much. All right, that's one of our distractions going away. Yugoslavia's down. The Greeks are still providing somewhat of a distraction there, so that's valuable. I've got Breda, Eindhoven, whatever else is up there. And we actually have production lines once more, so we're making stuff. Alright, like I expected, with the Horn cleaned up, the UK is just sweeping North Africa. That's going to be settled soon. And having that port just means I can actually get help. Look at all the help pouring in. I am no longer alone. I'm gonna build up a big airbase. Not sure if it's going to help, but it might entice the UK to put some airplanes here to contest the sky. There's currently 750 in total instead of, against the 4,000 the Axis has up. So if I can give them some air bases, it might help. Also gonna replace the Société Générale with Cockerill for more steel and more, overall production bonuses. I'm not gonna go anywhere considering just how many units are here now. All of the Axis forces have been pushed to my borders, mostly because Italy's done a bang-up job of losing in North Africa and everywhere else, so they've got nowhere else to go, really, so they just put everything next to my border. Yeah, let's just get more army experience, get mountaineers ready, and then use those chasseurs ardennais to lead the push through the forests of Europe, I guess. Oh, there we have it. The United States have joined the faction. I'm a bit of a stalemate. I don't have any dedicated offensive units. I spent my experience going down left side Grand Battle Plan first. I'm now working on getting the Mountaineers sorted out. Once I have those, I can probably make some dedicated pushes. For now, this is basically all I can do. I'm trying to like break this tile to ease the pressure on Antwerp, but not a huge amount of success. The problem with Antwerp is this is where reinforcements arrive and where troops are leaving. So not my own troops, but other allied forces. And whenever a battle starts, it tends to just randomly pull a bunch of divisions into the defense. My units there have really good stats, really good org, and they can hold that position really well. The problem is because they pull random units into the battle, every now and then it just selects a handful of units up there and they're all at like almost 0 org because they've just arrived in the port. And it's... I've almost lost that tile a couple of times now, so you gotta be really careful with it. Alright, taking that tile, I do sincerely hope we'll take some of the pressure off Antwerp. I'll watch them immediately retake it. Come on, reinforce. It's 1942 and Belgium has developed probably the most important export product it has ever produced in history. The FN FAL, the Fusil Automatique Léger. Look it up. This is also known as the right arm of the free world, baby. We're making it in 1942. I've converted a couple of my high experience infantry divisions into Chasseurs Ardennais, and we're just waiting for the equipment and manpower to flow into these units. Once they're ready, we're going to start trying to push through Kortrijk and then the tile up here to create some sort of encirclement around Ghent. All in all, situation here is a bit meh. Very much a long drawn out fight, but we're stable, so we'll make it work. Alright, so happy days. The strategy of using the Mountaineers is actually paying off fairly well. Pinning attack around Kortrijk, and then we're going to see if we can skip ahead and prepare a full encirclement of Ghent. Yes, now Ghent is encircled. That is a very large amount of units we have trapped there. Time to close the jaws and do the damage. Oh, yes. What was that? What was that? That's not as big as an encirclement as I thought I just destroyed. Still, that is 30... That's like 40-ish divisions on a single tile. I've pushed them out of my port. They're gonna feel that one. Destroy them now. It's like 40 divisions. That was glorious. That was, just 270, 370-ish thousand manpower. That was good. We've inflicted like 4 million casualties on them. The Allies have also declared war on Vichy France, so there's no real cutoff to be made by hitting the Swiss border and then destroying the German side. There's all one big happy family. But we've got the solid beachhead. We can do something from this. You know, we can work with this. Well, since the push west seems blocked by massive amounts of infantry, I have decided on an alternative course. We are going south into our native Ardennes, where the trees will speak French, Belgian, Walloon, whatever, but we are going to take our country back one small bite at a time. It is working more or less, so the moment we hit the forest tiles, we're basically able to push fairly consistently using the Mountaineers, well, the Chasseurs Ardennais. So it's going well, it's going well. And with that, we have pushed down to Luxembourg using our elite Chasseurs Ardennais. Each one of these elite divisions is named after one of our channel members, those who support me in what I do, those who have decided to contribute with a channel membership will see themselves represented on the field of honor, and they will find glory in their path, like Solflaria here, who has marched into Luxembourg, liberating our people from German oppression, and for that, the Military Merit Cross. There we go. It has been almost 3 years, more than half a million Belgian casualties, but we are 0% towards capitulation, and we have inflicted 6 million casualties on the German Reich, who have decided to still not go to war with the Russians. We've killed 2.2 million Italians and an assortment of others. I'd say we've carried our weight as Rexist Belgium. I just really need that big breakthrough. The UK and apparently Chile have made some attempts at getting into Italy unsuccessfully. And, oh, looks like a potentially successful naval invasion in southern France. Who knows how this is going to play out? Oh, Pog, minor breakthrough, potential minor breakthrough. Pog, around Calais. Yes, that is a little pocket around Dunkirk. Get reverse Dunkirk, and that should see Nord-Pas-de-Calais restored to the Free French. And I think we might be able to get, yes, a remotely... it'll do. It's a nice encirclement, about 21 divisions. It'll have to do. It's a bit of a risk, but I'm going to see if I can reach the Swiss border. If I do that, and I then launch an attack on Paris and manage to seize it, I believe Vichy France is going to flip to regular France, unless I'm entirely mistaken, and that would create massive chaos over there that I might be able to exploit. I could be wrong, but I'm going to try. I'm going to try and make something of this. All right, there are allied landings going on, so a bit of a D-Day. See if I can support it somehow. Okay, we're right outside the Swiss border. Come on, we're gonna make it. Oh, okay, we've made it. Okay, that means I'm going to start an all-out assault in the south, and the special forces, the glorious Chasseur members are gonna push south. Let's see what we can make happen here. If I can take Paris, the front should split. I'm going to break the German cipher. They broke mine. I'll break yours and just see if we can push. The liberation of Paris. So just gonna see what the Vichy France does. Up north, we've linked up with the naval invasion in The Hague and Rotterdam, so that's good. Small pockets along the way. Helpful. This is glorious. This is what you want to see. Oh, drive them. And I think they're going to lose Algiers soon, and when they do, Germany might just annex Vichy France, throwing the front into even more chaos. Yeah, that's all of northern France secured. Now it's just a little bit of the south left, and then we can push into Italy, or we start pushing into Germany. Oh, yes. That is southern France, also carved up. That was another pocket, 170,000. At least 100,000 men I just threw away. But we scored a good number of kills. The Germans are down to like 150 divisions. We got them by the proverbial and quite literal balls now. Oh, the UK landed some troops. Let's go! Supporting attack, see what we can make happen. And Turkey has joined the war. Better late than never. 1943 is fairly early for Turkey. Oh, the Mountaineers are going right through. I made a bit of a gamble, if you will. I've put my entire military on the border with Germany, deciding to leave this to the remaining allies, and we're just gonna assume that the allies can clean up Italy, or at least keep them busy, while I make a very daring push into Germany. Bring them down with all due haste, get the elite special forces to push north, create another pocket around there. All-out assault, the fall of Rome. We are now going to win this. We are definitely in this to win this. I'm still not a major power, considering all we've done here. That's a bit of a betrayal. We're still not considered a major power. Okay then. The natural borders of Belgium are being established before our eyes. Feast your eyes on this. I am the least nationalist Belgian alive right now. These are just the right borders. All this and the Soviets were never even involved. March 1944, not a bad recovery considering where we found ourselves at the start. That is Germany down and out. Italy is already down, so we just need to do the Italian Social Republic and Greater Hungary, who's not looking all that great. I'm also horrifically out of manpower. Let's go to all adult serve. Why not? We have laid low the tyrant, and I have made Belgium great again. That's an insult. It's implying it was ever not great. With that, the peace deal. Not much I want here. Maybe I can get myself a slice of Rhineland. Maybe some puppets instead. Honestly, it doesn't matter. Victory was achieved. We will get a couple of ships, because, Belgium would like to reach out and touch across the world. Not much to gain in terms of colonies here, which is a bit of a shame. But we've done our job. Let's just take a little bit of land and call it a day. There we go, we have established the natural borders of Belgium. We came from nothing, and now we are Europe. Anyway, this was a very interesting disaster save, not just because it was Belgium, but because it was a very precarious situation. It was very fun playing around with the very limited space we had available to us. Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I had a ton of fun, and I hope you guys will enjoy this next video as well. Goodbye.